opposition. I'll tell you their weaknesses and their strengths, and then obviously we can devise a game plan to counteract that. You, as the manager, though, you get the final call. I'm just here to advise you and give you a little bit of information on this team, so of course feel free to butt in if you think anything is wrong, but this is just based on what I've seen. So from looking at their clips, of course we are blue, the opposition is red. They set up with a 3 at the back, they have a 4 in the midfield, they have a number 10 and they have 2 strikers. This poses a bit of a difficult challenge for us because they do tend to play well against our preferred setup of a 4-3-3 formation. And as you are obviously well aware, you are a very talented manager. This is a big game, and in a 5 at the back, when teams play like this team is especially known for their balls out wide and overloading those wide areas. They really like to bomb forward. They use these overlapping centre backs, and they get their wing backs really high, and they love to cause these 2v1 situations out wide. I believe this is the biggest threat posed by this team in terms of attacking by them. If I show you how they set up when they attack, so let's drop ourselves a little bit into the way we defend typically. So we typically defend a little bit like that, don't we? Yeah. So in terms of this red team, our opposition who we are facing on the weekend, from looking at the footage, this is how they usually set up. So what happens is, even though this is a 2 up front, what happens is when they have the ball, this man here, this number 9, he's very strong. He's very strong. We need to be careful of him because he just pins both defenders, sits in there and occupies those 2. And this one just operates in behind in this little space here, which causes a big problem. These wing backs get extremely high, but they do tuck in a little bit, just like that, a little bit. This player here, they also go into this area here. In fact, this person moves over a little bit, and then they go up. They usually spread a little bit wider, and then the 2 centre backs here occupy the very wide area. So they're a really attacking side, and as you can see, this poses quite a bit of problems for us. Let me get my pen out. Where's my pen? There we go. So as you can see on these areas here in the wide spaces, here, we are outnumbered because these 2, they're really talented players for us, aren't they? And we like to tell them to get back, but they ain't tracking that much for us. Our fullbacks are occupied by their wing backs, and these centre backs love flying forward. They love getting crosses in. This guy is so good in the air. So this is going to cause a real problem for us. Another big problem are these two here in the midfield, because what a lot of teams do is they try and counteract these overlapping centre backs by telling these wingers to come back. While that could help it, and does help it, as you can now see here in this area here. Let me change my font. Can I change my font? No, I can't. Doesn't matter. Run out of pens. Anyway, you can see these areas here be exposed. These guys have all of the time in the world. When teams do this, they occupy this space, which means now they have all the time in the world. And these are very talented midfielders, aren't they? They have the second most assists in the league this season. We can't allow them to have this much space because they will pick out a brilliant cross to find him, or someone will come in here, and suddenly we're just outnumbered. So these guys are going to be occupied with that, just like that. So there's always going to be a man free here and a man free here with so much space. We're not going to be able to allow that. So in order to counteract this, we have a couple options. So as I said, we can try and track these overlapping centre backs with the wingers and man mark them just like that. But personally, I don't think that's a good option because we're going to leave a lot of space for those guys over there. So if I move these boys up, so they usually occupy these areas here, just like that. What we can do to counteract these overlapping centre backs who bomb forward just like this is we can actually, I know you're not a big fan of this, but we can potentially change our shape. So if we can do this, we go to 3 at the back. We get one man to man mark here, and we operate a man marking system. It's dangerous, but it can work. So this central centre back will occupy this central striker. They have a big task because, as I said, this guy is really, really good in the air. He's big, strong. Yeah, exactly. He scores a lot of goals, so it's going to be hard for him. We then get, they're going to be in this area here, so what we do is we push him out. The 2 centre backs will occupy the wing backs, just like that. Okay, just like that. They man mark those, and then our 2 wing backs occupy their overlapping centre backs, just like that. Because then what that allows us in here is dropping a little bit there, 2 on the 2 attacking midfielders there, and our 2 wingers will be just like that. And as you can see, everybody is man marked and there is no danger. Yeah, exactly. The downside of this is, for example, let's say this man here has the ball. If he has the ball and this person here does a bad job man marking, gets past him, suddenly we're exposed. So one lapse of concentration by him, ball goes in there. One lapse of concentration by him, maybe. Boom, boom, goal. Right. So there are some problems. This kind of thing requires a lot of concentration by the players. So yeah, you might want to think about the team selection. If you're going to go for this, you're going to need players who are 110% switched on at all times. But this is just one way of doing things. And of course, this can just be defensively. You don't have to line up in that back 3 when we have the ball attacking them. Yeah, exactly. It's a flexible one. But this is one way we can counteract them. Personally, I think we have the players to do this. I think we do have the players to do this. It's just, as I said, if you want to go like this, kind of switch up the shape a little, and you think that the players can cope with this, then by all means do that. But I'll give you one more alternative solution to stopping them. So let me set them up. The numbers are a little bit all over the place right now, but that's fine. So they're obviously like this, and one way we can stop the overlapping centre backs is by not allowing them to progress up that pitch like that. So we can pin these centre backs in. We can pin them in by essentially employing a high press. So when they come up with the ball, we get the wingers, the front 3, to push very, very high and press them high like this. Because we then, in order to do this, we need to occupy these areas here, our centre mids. Now, this is a bit of a risky strategy. Essentially, the plan here is to stop these left and right footed centre backs to coming up the pitch. We want to keep them in this part of the pitch and side. Let's say number 2 has the ball here. Let's say he blocks this pass this way. Then this person goes here, just like that. He goes here. They're probably a little bit close like that. The only pass he has is all the way out there. By the time he plays that out, you can press him like that, dug in like that. They only have one centre back. If we have good enough centre backs, don't we? Yeah, exactly. You think they can cope 1v1 against them? Yeah, okay. Then we are able to push our centre backs up like that, and we just create these little pressing traps. Okay. Now the problem with this one is, of course, now this player, if they play who we think is going to play for them, he's okay on the ball, but he's not amazing. He's alright. The problem is if he can execute that pass there or that pass there to the wing backs effectively, which could happen if he constantly does it, then we could potentially be in trouble, because if he pings that ball and we're in a position like this, suddenly they have the ball here, we're a little bit out of shape. He's just bypassed 1, 2, 3, 4 players, and suddenly they're in. That's the only issue, and it requires a lot of energy and hard work from these front 3 men. But yeah, it's pretty effective if you don't want to change the shape. Which do you? Yeah, okay, you want to keep the shape a little bit. Yeah, I understand that. If you want to keep the shape, this is maybe the most effective way in nullifying those centre backs, but it's going to require a lot of effort, a lot of concentration, and it's going to rely on people shifting over, blocking those passing lanes, which again, it's going to require a lot of intelligence. Yeah, exactly. We don't have many days training left until the game, so you're going to have to drill that one in, whereas the other one is a little bit simpler in terms of man marking, but you'd have to change the shape. So, what are you thinking? Man mark? Yeah. Man mark I think is the better one. Alright, now in terms of that, do we want to go for a 5 at the back straight away then, or are you comfortable with maybe just doing that defensively? Yeah, okay, you just want to be flexible and go into that defensively. Okay, that's fine. So, one other thing then, if we're going to do that, that's going to affect our pressing and how we press them up in their half, because obviously you like that. So in terms of the way they play out of the back, they do like to play out from the back. So what they do is, let's go like this. So we're sticking our 4-3-3 when we attack, right? Yeah, okay, that's good. So what I've noticed in terms of how they set up, so goalkeeper number 1 has the ball. In terms of how they set up out the press, they push the wide centre backs really, really wide, just like this. Now the goalkeeper is not the best with the ball at his feet. He's not the best. Yeah, exactly. You've seen the clips, haven't you? He's had a couple blunders doing it, so don't really use him. It usually just gets distributed here. But what they do is they try and create that little box. They try and create a box by this player here. He is so crucial. He is so crucial to the system, isn't he? Because he can play in that strike role, but he just knows how to drop in and be that sort of false nine. But they try and play out like this. So when the goalkeeper has the ball, he'll distribute it to number 2, and they'll play it out. They usually go out to the wide areas here, pop it around, and then create this box. As you can see, the box in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's how they try and kill out, and they try and get in those wide areas. So then they eventually slowly push up those centre backs, and when they get the ball into like this man here, that is the trigger. When the ball gets into this player, that's the trigger for the centre back to now overlap and get down the wide areas. So the best way in terms of we can set up, so there's a couple of ways we can this. Now we're going to man mark when we're in our low block to counteract the centre backs. I don't think we necessarily want to man mark, right? Unless you do you? No? Okay, yeah, exactly. It's not going to be a good idea, but we're implementing the high press, aren't we? Because that's what we've done all season, right? Yeah, exactly. Alright, so in terms of the best way to counteract this, we're going to be in our 4-3-3, aren't we? So what we need to do is, to be honest, we don't need to worry about it. We really don't need to worry about this striker. When they play out from a back, very rarely do they go long into him. They never really do it. So we only need just one man, kind of just like this, and we can use this other centre back to our advantage to press him just like that. Because what we do is, number 2, it's fine. Let him have the ball. You can let him have that ball, and what you do is you just block those passing lanes, and we set up our little traps just like this. Essentially, the best way to counteract these guys is to set up a trap and force them to go into the centre backs. Force them to go into the wide centre backs. As soon as that ball gets played into the wide centre backs, we go. Because we have seen, I watched the team they played last week, they did this really well. So the ball here is with number 2. Number 2 has the ball, and we're set up like this. So he has 2 options, go here or go here. There's no option through the middle. And what we do is we'll put the DM actually. The DM usually pushes up just like that. He's quite mobile, isn't he? Yeah, exactly. He's got legs, doesn't he? So there's no ball through the middle. These 2 here, they block the ball to the centre mids. So he has to go out wide. Let's say ball gets played in here. Right centre back. That is our trigger. Because once this gets here, we want it to go out wide. Because what we'll do, block this way, press him, just like that, whilst blocking that off. DM is crucial here. His starting position is in here, because what he's going to do is he's going to then mark this man here, and it's going to be a rotation system. So once he gets the ball, he's going to be looking. The only real pass he can do is go down that way. Okay, and we just need to fall back to go touch tight. So as soon as he gets the ball, touch tight onto him, because that's the only ball he can play realistically. If he has the ball down this hand side and someone's running at him, he can only play it that way. So you just get the fullback to go touch tight on him. The wing backs are good, but they're not that good on the ball, right? Yeah, exactly. Our fullbacks are fantastic at defending, so touch tight, and this person will most likely have his back towards the goal. Have someone right on him there. This person's marked. He can't play it to him either. He's marked, and suddenly they're trapped. Okay. Same thing down the other side. Number 2 has a ball. Plays it to number 4. Just like this. Number 9, number 10. Press the ball and block the pass down that hand side. Number 10 in there blocks a pass to the centre mid fullback. Touch tight there. Number 4 has literally no option. The only option he has, pass that way. And even in that situation, number 7 pushes his way, number 10 pushes his way. And suddenly, if number 4 has a ball in this situation, just like that, the pass down the line, blocked. Pass into the middle, blocked. Pass backwards, there, blocked. The only pass he has, turn around, pass the keeper. But as I said, keeper's not that good on the ball. So if that ball gets played into the keeper, and he tries to play it, press, he'll lose that ball. He will lose that ball. You like that? Yeah, good. So essentially, the key things you need to tell the players then, because obviously you're the manager, you're going to run through the tactics with them. Essentially, key things you need to tell them is when we're going to press them, they're going to set up just like this. The trigger for the press. Let me. Where am I? Let's get off for just to make this easy for the players to read. There you go. So the triggers for the press is: do not press number 2. Do not press the central centre back. That is key. Yeah, exactly. He's not good enough on the ball. There's no need to press him. Press as soon as the ball gets played out wide. We go. As soon as the ball gets played out wide, we press. The roles in terms of pressing: striker, block the passing lane to the midfielders. So block the passing lane to the right midfielder there. Right winger, tuck in, get ready for that ball to come into him and press him. Left winger, block the ball to the midfielder here and get ready to press him. Left centre mid, occupy this area here, get ready. As soon as that ball gets played, you then mark him while he presses like that. Okay. Fullbacks, stay in close proximity to wing backs, but do not go touch tight to them. You only press fullbacks. You only press them as soon as the ball gets played out wide. Then you go. You do not go before. Do not go before. That is crucial. DM, occupy this area here, blocking the pass through the middle. Okay. And right centre mid, block this path just like that. Right centre back, go touch tight to him. When the ball gets played out here, you go like that, you go like that, and then right centre mid, your role is essentially to push up as soon as the ball gets played backwards, push up so that the striker can press. Okay, you got that? Yeah, you're gonna tell the players that? Okay, good. And then when we are defending, what do we do? Yeah, exactly. So DM drops in 5 at the back and everyone man marks a player. Yeah, so you're happy with that? Okay, good. Any other questions about how they play, or is that okay? I do have a couple other slides about like corners, set pieces, but yeah, you don't need to worry about that. Yeah. Well, I'll show the boys that separately and discuss them through that. But you're gonna tell them all this then, yeah? Okay, great. Well, go have a chat with Alejandro, and he'll discuss all of the other little details about the game with you before you go have that meeting with the team. I'll be in the meeting as well, so any questions feel free to ask me. But yeah, I think we're definitely going to win this game. I think this is a real good game plan. Obviously you guys, you'll handle the attacking stuff,